Tentacles, tentacles, tentacles. Quick, deadly and utterly disgusting, which I guess makes them so popular in the horror movies. Hello, my name is Grzegorz and welcome to Homemade Specials, where I'll be trying to recreate some old school classic special effects using everyday, regular household materials. Today I'm gonna try to build my own ugly, disgusting and deadly tentacles using a rope and a silicone. Now I have two different colors of silicone, brown and beige. I actually wanted to get something more around reddish, pinkish hues, but the choice was very limited, and actually there was one blood red silicone, but it was twice as expensive as those, and since I'm trying to keep this project as cheap as possible, I decided to go with those. And I got this rope. It's a regular, I think, synthetic rope, 9 millimeters wide, and I'm gonna cut myself a 2 meters long piece. That's 150 and 50 more. I think I'm gonna try and melt the end of the rope. Since it's synthetic, it should melt quite nicely, so it won't come undone, fall apart. I think it's melting rather nicely. Now I'm not entirely sure what will be the best way to distribute the silicone over 2 meters of rope, so for now I decided to tie it to my lamp, ceiling lamp, and secure the other end to my bed. Now I'm trying to apply the silicone in the form of stripes going all along the rope, but as you can see, it's not an easy task. I'm not too happy about how dark the brown is. I think the beige is gonna create a nice contrast for it. Although it's not too disgusting, it should be pink and red. Maybe I'll try to paint it. The main problem with silicone is that you cannot really sculpt it, because it's just too sticky, too soft, too liquid-like. It doesn't sculpt. But as it dries out, it creates this kind of outer layer that isn't as sticky. And it says here that this type of silicone should create the outer layer within 20 minutes. So I'm hoping that if I cover my fingers with a little bit of oil to avoid any stickiness, I'll be able to maybe not sculpt it, but massage it into the shape I desire. Well, basically more smooth. Okay, I have massaged the silicone, and I'm afraid it lost a lot of its natural icky yuckiness. It looks more like hand sculpted now. Now I'm not too happy with the first tentacle, so for the second one I decided to take a different approach. As you can see, I have tied it securely over my bed frame because I don't want it to move and turn around as I apply the silicone, which was the main problem at the first time. Now it probably wasn't the smartest idea ever, because it may mean that I'm gonna have to sleep on the couch tonight. But then again, it's a small price to pay for a really nice tentacle. Now the rope moves much less than it did before, but it's still not completely stable. What can I do? But yeah, it already goes better. Not really, not always. The first layer of silicone is applied and it looks pretty much the same as at the first try, but now, using only water instead of oil on my fingers, I'm gonna try to massage it a little and spread it evenly over the rope. I gotta be really gently because I don't want to lose this veiny structure that is so nice about it and that we lost completely the last time. I think it's going quite nice actually. I'm quite happy with how it looks so far. I just hope I'm not gonna ruin it with the second layer. Now keep your fingers crossed. It seems to be going pretty fine so far. Just be gentle. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right? I think it looks almost like the first version did before I have ruined it with my fingers. So now I'm gonna get my fingers wet with water and try to gently massage it without ruining it completely this time. Wish me luck. Because I want it to look like veins or like muscles entangled together, and the first one just looks like a dirty mess. Yay! It seems I have managed to spread the silicone quite evenly over the rope without ruining it completely, keeping this veiny structure of it. Now I do not worry about the parts right here where the silicone didn't cover the rope, because I'm simply hoping to paint those over once I acquire the red paint. For the third tentacle I'm gonna try yet another strategy. This time, as you can see, I'm gonna put the bright beige silicone first. And then I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna let it dry as it is, leaving all that viney texture intact, hoping that this will finally give the effect I am looking for. Final attempt. Oh no, don't fall, stick to the rope. As you can see, I'm trying to correct it a bit where the silicone didn't touch the rope, but besides that I'm trying not to spoil the original shape of those veins. The first layer of the silicone is applied and it looks pretty dang good. Of course I have managed to mess it up in a few spots, but generally we have those muscles or veins or vines evenly spread all around the rope. And now we wait. The first beige layer of silicone seems to be dry, so it's time to apply the dark brown one. And I'm gonna try to put it just where there is no beige. Nice. It's actually quite easy once there is a crevice, kind of a trench through which you can move. It's easier than I expected it to be. And now, before it dries, I'm gonna put some oil on my fingers again. And yeah, I know, I said water worked, but I still feel like oil worked better. And I'm gonna try to squeeze all the brown silicone in underneath and in between the beige one, so it appears as if the brighter muscles are somehow growing from underneath the older, decaying and dark tissue. Well, I think it's working pretty fine. I don't want to jinx it, but it might be my best tentacle yet. Third attempt, and I think this is the closest to what I had in mind in the very beginning. A quite smooth brown tentacle with some ugly, mutated, bright muscles growing from inside it. And it looks super gross when it's shiny like that, so I have to remember to keep it oily all the time. Now, another issue with silicone is that you can't really paint on it, because no paint sticks to silicone. Actually, nothing sticks to silicone except for the silicone itself. So I thought, maybe I can make my own paint. I have no idea how much I will need, but I don't want to make too much, since I don't really know if it's gonna work. Now some nitro paint thinner. Yep. And now some red paint. Yeah, it seems to be mixing quite nicely. It gets the color I was hoping for. It gets this pink, reddish, fleshy hue that I was looking for. I think we finally got it. Oh yeah, look at that. I hope it will glue back the parts that are not firmly connected to the rope. Yeah, mostly it's about that color, and I think I'm gonna add even more red to the next batch, make it more bloody. But this pinkish hue is quite nice actually. Oh, and there's some red hidden in the corners. Yeah, coming out. Don't be shy. Yeah, look at that. Starting to look like an umbilical cord. As you can see, I'm trying to apply two different techniques here. I'm trying to put a lot of this new fleshy pinkish silicone in the gaps where there is no original silicone, covering the red. And then I'm kind of trying to dry brush the areas where there's a lot of the silicone, so that the original colors stick through, show through. But the pink is supposed to like unify them a bit, making them look as if they were part of one organism and not just two different colors of silicone stuck one on another. And I think the results are pretty promising so far. I mean, it's starting to look very, very organic, very ugly, very Cronenbergy. The paint job is done, and I think the tentacles look beautifully disgusting. I think this is exactly the effect I was hoping for. They're all pretty similar, yet differ in details. The first one, as you can see, is really smooth, and the third one is covered with dimples and zits and spikes and whatnot. But I think they all look pretty organic, pretty sick and pretty mutated. And I can honestly say that they're all my children and I love them equally. I'm also almost running out of silicone. There's like this much left. So that means that you can make 6 meters of tentacle out of 2 tubes of silicone, which gives us 280 milliliters of silicone per 3 meters of tentacle. Not bad, right? Now, the key to film tentacles like that is to shoot them backwards, by which I mean that first you wrap the tentacles around your body, and then you ask your friends and family members to pull on them so they unwrap. And then, when you play it backwards and in slow motion, it looks really awesome. So, what can they do? Well, for example, they can jump out of your closet, grab you by the hand and pull you in. Or they can jump from out of the darkness, grab your son by the legs and pull him in. Or they can use your PC to type in cryptic messages like, no, not like that. That is correct. I made you. I am your god. Or they can jump from under your bed and suffocate you in your sleep. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video just as much as I enjoyed building those beautiful abominations. If you did, please hit that like button that's supposed to be somewhere over there, and maybe even that subscribe button that's supposed to be somewhere over there. It would surely motivate me to make more videos like this. If you have any ideas or suggestions, please drop me a comment, and of course, have a great day!